Hey, babe. Ready to join the revolution?
Welcome to Boss Less, Babe More, a woman-first business movement where soulful strategy means brand clarity.
I'm Grace, alignment coach and Akashic record reader.
And I'm Reka, designer and brand strategist.
Together, we build businesses that are aligned, supported, and actually sustainable.
Fuck the rules. Let's change the world for every woman who comes after you.
Hey, babe. Ready to join the revolution?
Welcome to Boss Less, Babe More, a woman-first business movement where soulful strategy means brand clarity.
I'm Grace, alignment coach and Akashic record reader.
And I'm Reka, designer and brand strategist.
Together, we build businesses that are aligned, supported, and actually sustainable.
Fuck the rules. Let's change the world for every woman who comes after you.
Hey babes, welcome back to another week's episode. Today we're going to be talking about all the stuff that we've been working on in our own respective businesses and also some of the magic that's happening here at Hold Space that you can get in on. And we're going to go a little bit rosebud and thorn style today. If you watched the past couple episodes, you've seen us do this before. And just to reiterate, whenever we go through rosebud and thorn, the rose is something beautiful that's happening in our worlds, in our spheres right now. The thorn is pretty obvious, the thorn in our sides, what's not going so well. And then the bud is like what's about to be blossoming in our lives that we're excited for and looking forward to. So I'm curious, Reka, what's up? What's your rose? Or actually, do we want to start with thorns? Usually we start with
Thorn.
thorns.
Yeah, let's start with the negative. Hey guys. So a thorn is the amount of outdoor work that I always think I can accomplish with a way shorter period of time, or think that I can accomplish, that I don't get to all accomplish because of weather or crazy wind or weird rain shit. Kind of bums me out sometimes. Even today, we were in the middle of stuff and then there's the rain. And even I was working here yesterday and then there's the rain. So I know it's supposed to happen, but I'm like, ugh, can you just not rain or be super crazy windy right now? But really, I don't have anything major. Like last week, the temperature dropped a little bit here in Ohio, and I was so ready for spring. I noticed that I was a little bit of a Debbie Downer about just needing to put on another layer. But things are moving slowly, which I am starting to make peace with. So I don't feel like anything is bad. I think a previous version of me would have been so impatient, wanting to have everything done all at once. In my business, in my personal life, in, yard work. It's just, this is how things are. So no major thorn for me. What about you?
I don't have a single thorn.
Yay.
Wow. Yeah. Honestly,
good.
things are great. Life
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be warmer outside and there could be more sunshine. I agree
Yeah.
with you, but other than that,
Yeah, really minor thorns.
yeah.
What are your roses?
Oh, I have a lot of roses this week. One, I am working on creating this course that is all about understanding your soul level design, and understanding why you haven't reached alignment yet and how to fix it. So, yeah, I'm very excited. I've gotten through recording everything just a couple days ago. And so now it's just doing a little bit of editing and then putting it together in my new software. And I will be so excited because I think it's going to be launched probably within the next week or two. So I'll be very excited to share more details with all of you on that in the next couple of weeks whenever it drops. I also am just so looking forward to my trip to Arizona. It's coming up. Like I booked it like a little over 2 months out, and time is just flying. So it's about a month away now, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I could have it here tomorrow, but also I have things that I need to get done while I'm here. So I'm like, okay, time can be time, and I
Mm-hmm.
can sit here in this and get all of my things done, and then feel really prepared for whenever I do leave. So so excited for that. I guess that's kind of a bud.
Yeah.
Um, but it feels so like apparent that I'm like, it's a rose.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went last week through another Reiki master training. So I've been a Reiki master in Holy Fire. And there are just a few things that I don't love about that lineage. There are things that I do love and things that I don't really
Mm-hmm.
want to participate in. So I had already trained, actually, the first time that I trained in Reiki, it was through Usui lineage, and I went through levels 1 and levels 2, but that was, oh my God, so many years ago. And I decided that I wanted to get away from teaching in Holy Fire and I would like to go back to Usui. So I took an Usui master training last week, and it my friend taught me, which was like so fun. It's so
Mm-hmm.
nice whenever your teacher is also a friend that you really
Mm-hmm.
vibe with. And she is actually a somatic practitioner and an RN. So she has a little bit more medical perspective on things. And she was teaching me about different touches. So there's skin touch, which you're touching the outside of the skin. It's kind of like a rub on the skin. And then there's muscle and fascia, where you can kind of grab the flesh on a person's limb and then rotate it around the bone.
Mm.
And then she taught me how to touch different types of fluids, which kind of sounds a little weird. You're not actually touching the fluids, but you're energetically touching the fluids. So there's arterial blood that you can
Mm-hmm.
touch, and it has this driving, pumping flow to it. And then venous, which is the blood going into your heart, so coming back after it's been circulated through the body. And then there's also the fluids between your joints, which is the synovial fluid.
Mm-hmm.
There's lymph fluid. There's also all of the fluid that everything is floating in, because we're kind of made up of water.
Yeah.
And so it's just been so interesting being able to tap into these subtle energies of the body. And also, she taught me how to manipulate the cerebral spinal fluid, which is wild.
That's cool.
So yeah, it was just like this more medical
Mm-hmm.
perspective on energy work, and I'm very excited to be adding those tools into my practice. And honestly, just energy work to have in your back pocket just for daily life stuff, even if you're not a practitioner that does work on other clients. It's such a useful tool. So just
Yeah.
been really geeking out over over energy
Yeah.
work.
And if you guys have attended any of our sound bath, you know, sound baths, you know that Grace provides hands-on Reiki if you choose to accept it. And I think the last one you were practicing
Mm-hmm.
your new methodologies. So if you guys are ever curious, not only you can probably work with her, but come to a sound bath
Yeah.
and experience it. It really is quite magical. Somebody afterwards was saying, remember, she was like, "Oh yeah, my belly started growling immediately," and you're like, "Yep, this is
Yeah.
why."
Yeah.
That was very, very cool. That's amazing. I'm going to go back for a second about your Arizona trip and the making it a bud. I do think there is something rosy about it from the sense that as humans, we tend to wish time away or speed it up or erase it or versus I think it's a rose to be in the moment of joy, of excitement, even if it's not something that's here yet, you know? So yes, while it's a bud, there's also just joy now because you know that you have this thing coming up. So I think it's a rose and a bud for sure.
Yes.
But that's exciting. What else?
Oh, what else? all my little baby radishes have
Mm.
just sprung, and so I've been going outside and plucking radishes and having little snacks, and it's so nice. And it's just like growing your food. There's something so special about it, like
Mhm.
from the process of going straight from seed, tending to it, and then getting to indulge in eating it. It's so fun.
That is fun. That is fun.
How about you? What are your roses, Reka?
Um, Rose is petting Moon here while we are talking.
She is so cute, guys. She is just like her little paws are all tucked in and she's just snoring, really. She's
Yeah.
chilling like a villain.
Her butt is touching my left hip, and her head is basically touching Grace's right hip. And she does this at home too. She will snuggle between me and my partner, like ever so perfectly in the middle. Like
She just
I'm the
wants to be in
crossbar.
yeah.
Hmm.
I've got to be touching both of you at all
Hmm.
times and in the middle.
It's very cute. She gets very lonely when I'm gone multiple hours at a time. She has some abandonment issues from her previous ownership, unfortunately. And so, if it's appropriate, I try to tag her or bring her along, tag along with her. And she's just a really good puppy, doesn't really run out or run away. Like, is very soft with people. So, I like hanging out with her. It's very sweet. Gotta keep a half an eye open for her, but still more joy than work. So she's a big rose. You are a big rose. You have been helping me tremendously in the garden, and we'll talk about that a little more in a second. But I really appreciate you. Just all the physical work, the heavy ass rocks that we picked up today. I was like, okay, let's put it in the wheelbarrow, and you're like, boom, just lifted it up by yourself. I'm like, okay, well, I was gonna help you pick up that side. Haven't even walked around the corner enough. But I appreciate you helping trying to make this space better.
My pleasure.
It's this place is so close to my heart that anybody who also tends to it and cares for it really, really has my heart. Another rose is that quick little workbook I was gonna, finish in March. I am currently at 140 pages,
Oh my goodness.
and the last two fairly small sections, but now I'm just like, I'm so close. Just do it right. Don't half-ass it. Are the um, well, I finished patterns and patterns and textures. That section is done, but I want to speak to illustrations and icons in a couple of pages, and then photography and video. So while it's a huge branding workbook about all the strategy stuff and things that you can absolutely do by yourself. I would love for you to come to me and hire me, and we can work through this one-on-one. And some people have opted for that, and it's a really critical tool before design to really know who you are, what you're doing in the business. And it just helps me shape kind of this idea of where we need to go visually, because all of that foundation stuff, I've said it a million times on this podcast, and I say it on social, and if you work with me, it's so important to lay down the foundations, right? It's like building a house. You can't decorate the walls until you put up the 2x4s and the studs, right? So it's that same kind of concept. And while the strategy part can be a little bit more dry, I still think I made it really fun, and there's a lot of really cool questions in there just to make you ponder, like, nothing is right or wrong, but what is right for your business? What is aligned, rather, for your business? But it made sense for me to put some visual things in there, not from the perspective of telling you how to design, but I do recognize that not everybody always has a giant budget to say, here's 10 grand for a branding process. I get that. But I want you to have some sort of idea of what you want to even either ask a designer or just for yourself to source, right? There's a lot of tools out there. Like color one is a really good example. When I was working on the color section, there's a page that just describes color theory in like a quick, it's not a comprehensive course you would take if you're a designer in college, but it's a close second to explain these are analogous colors. This is what it means to have a split complementary color, just trying to get you to understand a little bit about cool tones and warm tones, and just bring you closer to like sharpening your eye a little bit of what looks good. So my choice for you would always be go hire a designer who knows it better. But I have people who have been incredibly talented at knowing what they want, they just can't physically design it. So I think there's value in putting this section in the workbook that just kind of explains what is what. Here's some basic tools. Here's some language to communicate with your designers. Oftentimes, when I ask for feedback from clients, they can't quite, they're like, well, this is right, or I like this, but they don't know why. So it's nice to just give you the tools to say, oh, okay, I'm thinking about warm colors. I need some sort of soft texture. The photography needs to go this way and that way. And once you read through this book and work through this workbook, my intention for you is to have an idea of how these puzzle pieces fit together. So nothing is out of alignment. So things you may have not thought of are now leading back to, well, if the personality of my brand is X, Y, and Z, then the visuals will support it in this way and this way and this way. And maybe you don't have the budget to hire a custom illustrator, right? Maybe you are piecing your things together on the web. There's a lot of really great website building tools now. You don't have to necessarily hire a web designer. But now you're going to have an idea of what kind of pattern you want to put behind there. Today I posted an Instagram little story about the different types of fonts you can have. Is it a serif font, a sans serif font? Do you need to know the term and be really nerdy about it? No, I love knowing this. I love being in it, but it would be nice for you to know why the fuck you're pairing A with B. And I think there is value in seeing all of this together. And so I'm going on a long tangent to say it's a big rose for me to be so close to creating something that gives you not just questions of what you're doing, but a little bit of information of this is the background, this is the reason, these are the options. And then you can kind of feel like you're in charge of where it's headed. So 2 tiny sections left to go. I am also hoping that the middle of May will be a big launch for me, but I originally thought I will have 70, 80 pages to say, all the things that I need to say. And I was inching closer to 100. I was like, all right, 100 pages, that seems like a nice thing. And then today I checked and I'm at 140 and I have just 2 little sections. I'm assuming it will be like 148 by the time I'm done with everything. So it's a big rose because it feels like a giant compilation of everything just pouring out of me in an extremely organized fashion. And I feel like I even went back to old handouts, rewritten stuff, reworked some things, combined old things, looked up some textbooks, looked up some things in ChatGPT. Like there have been a handful of things where I'm like, I can tweak this and make it better. So it really just feels like, I wrote my first memoir or something. Like this is my life so far.
It
Thus far.
literally is like that though. Like what you sent me to check over in the Akashic Records, guys. This shit
And that
is
was
so
20 pages ago.
I know it is so comprehensive, and I didn't go like through every single thing, but what I did see, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, your life's work is literally in there. So,
Yeah.
guys, once it drops, you need
Yeah.
to get on it because there's nothing that's not covered in it.
Yeah.
Like it blows my mind actually how much you
good. Okay.
really fit in there. Like
Yeah.
you have not missed
No, I
a
didn't
single
skip. I didn't skip.
freaking
And that's
thing.
why some of the visual stuff, it's like, do I need to tell them about typography? Are they gonna, how much is too much? So it's like I'm trying to lay it out like, here's things you can learn, and then here's some questions to answer for your brand. If you're never gonna remember what a monochromatic color scheme is or what a serif typeface is, who cares? But it just feels right to include everything in there. And I think about my mom. This is so silly, but my mom I remember as a kid, she's a really particular and precise person. And I remember as a kid cleaning, we would like vacuum around something. And she's like, no, you're going to move this out of the way and then you're going to vacuum behind it. And it's just because something has thin legs, like it does. And that now I think about it energetically, you absolutely have to move the chair out of the way and completely vacuum around it because you just have to. There's stagnant energy regardless. But she was so anal retentive about some of these things. And she's like, if you're doing it, do it right. Do it as best as you can, right? It doesn't mean that you can't redo it. It doesn't mean that you can't improve it, but to the best of your ability, do that. And I keep thinking that working on this book, like if I really wanted to stand behind something, it will need to have these sections in there. So 2 tiny sections away. And while for a while I was kind of forcing myself to write and sit down, and it felt really overwhelming, it is more of like, okay, I have a pocket of time in the morning. Okay, I have an hour to write. Can I get this one section done? Can I tweak this thing? Can I go back to this thing? So that feels really good, and it's really consumed a lot of my time and energy this year so far. So I'm looking forward to just birthing it on that front anyway. But that's a big rose, and then honestly, and this will lead into my bud. A big rose is working in the yard at Hold Space. The backyard has gotten a huge facelift by the way of getting a new fence last year. Oh my gosh, it was quite an undertaking. It took a lot less time-wise to build that than how much I was cursing the old fence, how much I was trying to like hold it up by 2x4s every big windstorm, and how much money and time and energy and planning went into it. It just went up like that, but the rest of it was kind of an emotional labor. But now we are working on the backyard, specifically hardscaping, landscaping, and just every time another thing gets adjusted, another tree gets moved, another rock gets turned up, like it just makes me so happy. Like I feel like finally the exterior of the home can start to support what the interior looks like. So that's a big rose. And then I'll just lead into my bud with that. So May 31st, we have a sound bath and journal burning ritual on a full moon, a fiery full moon. So you guys can still grab your tickets for that. But because it will be outside, I guess I have placed a deadline on myself and therefore Grace.
I'm here for it. I volunteered for this.
She did say she would help, and she was there today helping too. But basically, just really looking forward to getting the yard into better shape. So on the 17th of May, we are going to have a little holding space for Hold Space yard party, and would love to have you come and help us get it in shape for the 31st. There's a lot of dirt that needs to be moved and sifted. There are rocks to be compiled. There are things to be raked and weeds to be pulled and millions of other things. But we are basically going to open our doors from 10 to 4. That's Sunday, and you are more than welcome to come anytime, open house style. We'll have some charcuterie and drinks, and I mean,
A
if you
lot of manual labor.
a lot of manual labor, if you have some buckets and gloves, bring them. You know, those 5-gallon Home Depot buckets, bring them because that will definitely be helpful. We only have so many, but I'm really looking forward to organizing kind of this. Just come and see if you can contribute 30 minutes, an hour, whatever, of help, and have this place be the thing that it needs to be and deserves to be. So that's my big bud. The yard work is a big bud. Like every time something gets done, I get pretty excited. And I think the community aspect of like getting together, getting your hands dirty, like even when you and I just do manual physical labor outside, like it's just so nice to be sweaty and have dirt under your fingernails. Like just really feel the earth, be part of that kind of, especially in an urban environment. Like we're almost downtown Dayton, like it's concrete, asphalt roads, whatever. Like there's not that much greenery and green space. So I think it's nice to get our hands dirty and have like a space that can be a little outdoor, cute little thing. So
Click the link below to sign up to come on May 17th. You can come anytime between 10 and 4 and stay as long as you want. Come have snacks, good conversation, and get your hands dirty. We would love to have you. And also on May 31st, from 5 to 7, we will be having one more, I know we said this the last time, but one more cacao ceremony and sound bath with the journal burning ritual. So we would love to have you there as well. And the link will also be
yeah.
listed in the description for that.
And note the time change for that. We usually do it 4 to 6. This will be 5 to 7. So we are more into the evening time when it gets, I mean, it still won't be dark, but just a little different. Okay.
And until then,
don't forget, the boss loves babe more.